Hey everybody. So, episode 5 of Teen Wolf season 4 aired this week, and so much happened this episode that I don't even know if I can cover everything. So, bear with me. Let's get this started. Basically, the episode starts off where we see a young werewolf named Carrie Hudson being chased by Violet. And she's one-handed, by the way, Carrie. She gets chased into a bus. She fights Violet, gets away. Then Garrett drives up in his car and acts like he's gonna give her a ride. He locks her in and then stabs her with a hidden blade in his lacrosse stick. Poor girl. I feel so bad for her, but it was greatly done. It was a very well done scene. I really enjoyed it. Even her small little part. And just a one-handed werewolf. That's just different. I never saw that coming. We find out Lydia spent the whole weekend with Malia and Kira at the lake house trying to find out the next keyword, because apparently the list that they came up with was only a third of it. There are 3 parts, so she has to figure out the next code word. Lydia tries several things throughout the episode to figure out the next keyword, name, whatever, and she just can't think of anything. Malia's not helpful at all, just annoying Lydia to no end. There's a whole scene where she's like, I don't have claws or glowing eyes or supernatural senses. I just have voices inside my head. I felt really that was probably one of Lydia's best scenes this episode. It was just really touched on Lydia and what she's going through and how she has to deal with having these powers but not having any real distinct advantage over other supernatural, say in a fight. But anyways, they come up with the idea of getting in touch with Meredith. Before they even get in touch with Meredith shows up at the police station, or wandering about. Deputy Parrish finds her, and so he brings her in, and Deputy Parrish is sort of brought into the circle of this mystery, and because he's referring to Lydia as a psychic or whatever her abilities are. And still, Sheriff Stilinski's just kind of oh, screw it, and he brings him in to help out. Well, Meredith, she checks out Parrish, and he convinces her to give some numbers to Lydia, in which the numbers, Lydia looks at them, and they're basically, you look at the numbers on a phone, and they'll also have letters. Well, basically, it's like an anagram. She goes and she puts all the words together. She comes up with the final key name, and it's Aiden. Now, back to the other characters, what's happening for them throughout the episode. Scott is trying to teach Liam how to control himself still. Derek shows up, breaks a lacrosse stick to test Liam's anger. Liam thinks it's his and tries to attack Derek. And Derek's like, yeah, you're right, he's angry. And Scott has this whole alpha moment, and it's really nice moment, the way he's mentoring Liam. And Derek does this smile, and it kind of creeps all of us out. I know. It's really not used to seeing Derek doing a genuine smile. And he's like, you're going to be good at this. So it was just a really touching scene to watch. We see Violet and Garrett in the lab or a classroom putting some wolfsbane. It's yellow, and I'm like, what the hell? And Violet's like, is this expensive rare wolfsbane, so don't waste it. So he puts it on the blade that he's got hidden in his lacrosse stick. All he has to do is nick someone, and it's a poison that will basically kill him if it's not removed or whatever. We find Liam kind of has a freak out moment when he finds out his old school, Davenport Prep, is the team they're playing in the game that night. And he tries to even make peace with them, with Brett, the captain or whatever of the team. And they're just not having it. Liam kind of goes off. Styles has to diffuse the situation. Styles and Scott bring Liam to the locker room and give him a cold shower and try and chill him down. We find out that what Liam did, it wasn't just to his teacher, it was his coach. So the team has an extra beef with him. And the reason he did that to the coach's car is because he benched him for this season. And we also find out the problem with Liam is he has intermittent explosive disorder. He's literally an I.E.D, as Styles puts it. That was a funny scene for Styles. I love rewatching that scene already. Something else we find out, we see Kira's dad. I love the Yukimuras. They're really funny. All the like parent children aspects of the show, like the way the parents interact with their kids is just so entertaining. And when he comes up to her and he's like, "We know," and she thinks it's about the Deadpool, but he's just approaching her about being a member of the lacrosse team now. When the whole game goes down, we think Scott and everybody thinks that Garrett is going to go after Liam, but they had it all wrong the whole episode, and he goes after Brett because apparently Brett is a werewolf, which is interesting. We see a whole scene where Kira gets a goal or whatever, and Coach is excited, but he benches her because she didn't pass the ball when he said so. I don't know if it's kind of a sexist thing going on, or he's just trying to even be more responsible than usual, which was interesting because he's never been that way really before, so much as when he, in season 1, told Scott if he didn't get his grades up, he was going to be off the team, and he wasn't going to let him go to prom. When we see Brett getting taken off the field, we don't think anything of it really. We're just like, oh, okay, he's hurt. But somehow they figure out, because Lydia is finally looking at the new list, that Brett is a werewolf, because she calls them and she tells them, just like, yeah, Brett, yeah, he's on the list. So Scott goes and into the locker room. Brett had already been attacked. We thought that he was already dead because Violet put that garrote whatever thing around his neck, and we saw it like him like about to get killed. Well, when Scott goes into that room, Brett's on the ground. He's still alive, but he's been nicked by that wolfsbane, so of course he's dying anyway. So Violet, as Garrett had warned her not to go after Scott, because Alpha Pack came after him, and he was the last one standing. Garrett was smart in that aspect. But anyways, when she goes after Scott, she puts the thing around his neck, and yeah, Scott's not having it. He just pulls it off, and he like grabs her by the neck. I don't think he killed her. I think he just knocked her out. But she was like, you could see the look on her face when she realized she was in over her head. She was like, oh shit. She knew she was screwed. Scott, you're awesome. Something else that was entertaining was when the Calaveras peeps showed up and basically had like this argument with Chris and putting a guilt trip on him about the code and his family and all this stuff, and they forced him to repeat the code. We hunt those who hunt us. And I think he's going to kind of act like he's going along with them, but he's still going to go by Allison's code that she came up with. And he's not, I don't think he's going to go back to being bad. It's just not him. Something else we see, Derek bringing Chris into the vault, him giving Derek this weird look about the vault being under the school, the Hale Vault. The one scene between them, I love how they have bonded over the seasons. I like started to tear up a bit when Derek started explaining that his senses were fading. He thought he lost something of his past when what Kate did to him. But it's really, he's losing his powers, and I'm starting to I'm getting really worried. I don't know what they're going to do with this, if they're actually going to make Derek lose his powers. I have a feeling if he loses his powers, though, he'll probably be like, yeah, Scott, bro, will you bite me? I don't know if that's going to happen, but I don't know. I'm just freaking out at this point about Derek. One thing that just blew my mind, though, this episode. Blew my mind. But I did see it coming. Remember when Deputy Parrish came on the show and he said he was drawn there? Well, we see the bottom of the list. Lydia's looking at it, and it says Jordan Parrish. By the way, his name's Jordan. We now know who that sexy man's first name is. I have no idea whatsoever what he could be. I'm wondering also if they're going to start some kind of romance between him and Lydia. They do have some interesting scenes, especially when he comes in and asks Lydia if she needs a ride home and if they need a ride home or whatever. And Lydia's like basically just says no thank you or whatever. They have it covered. But I don't know. I'm really liking the scenes between them. But of course I'm all about Stydia, so I'm hoping for plenty of that soon. I need it. Please. Yes, please. Anyways, there's still no Danny. As I expressed in one of my other vlogs, we need to know what is up with Danny. We need to know. I hope y'all enjoyed this recap and review. Continue to watch and subscribe and like this video. Have a great night. Bye.